Aaliyah rocked the boat. So yesterday, the portrait of the Obamas were revealed in the White House. It was a tradition that took around 6 years, 5 or 6 years, because Donald Trump basically omitted the tradition. He skipped it, like he did so many other things. It was a tradition started by Jimmy Carter. He had President Ford and Mrs. Ford unveil their portraits in the White House in a basically an olive branch. It was an extension of the peaceful transfer of power, which of course we did not have. Even now, the former president of the United States, insists that he won the election. But it's ironic that he would insist that he won the election, and today, the day after the unveiling that he denied happening, that he thwarted from happening, because he's a selfish small man. Today, his former advisor, who had pardoned for exactly the same charges, turned himself into court, and he's being indicted for fraud and various other felonies, which he could face up to 15 years for. And also, Donald Trump was served with a subpoena, or his campaign was served with a subpoena to appear and to explain why they raised so much money off the lie that the election was stolen from it. What a contrast. Whether you liked Obama or didn't, there's some things that are unassailable. The fact that he loved his job, that he worked hard, and that he did the most embarrassing thing that Barack Obama did was wear a tan suit. Remember when that was the worst thing that happened? And still he comported himself with dignity. There was no need to argue about whether there was a chance for a power, or who won or who didn't win, because he clearly won re-election. And when Trump won, even though it was under dubious circumstances, he graciously invited him in. That extension died with Trump. I think now you're going to have a very contentious situation, because you have people who do not respect tradition and never have. And they're followed by people who do not respect tradition. The American idea of democracy, they killed, and they decided to. They decided they would. When you lead a seditious army against your own government, when you steal classified secrets and not only endanger our assets, not only endanger the American people, but even our allies, it is a different thing. And seeing those portraits unveiled, I will harken back to a different time. You remember when the president actually acted like a president? Remember when he could speak? Remember when you got the sense that he was working hard? Remember when you got the sense that he wasn't involved in scandal, that he wasn't dealing behind your back? Everything that Obama did it, but they never, like when he stole all classified documents, Obama did it too. Nara came right out and said, that's not true. Just like when he said Obama wasn't born here. That's not true. Unveiling those pictures, and I could see why Donald Trump wouldn't want Barack Obama's portrait in his house. Imagine you were the girl he used to be with and she keeps your pictures up. You wouldn't want it either. It's a reminder of everything he is. And even right now, he's one of the most popular political figures in the world. He's one of the most followed people in Twitter in the world. That isn't because he did a lot of things. There are a lot of things he did politically I didn't necessarily agree with, but one thing you cannot take away from him, he was professional. He spoke well, and he worked hard. No one can say, and he upheld tradition. Do you actually think he wanted to walk into the White House after he knew that Donald Trump was walking in, but he did his job because he respected tradition? Do you really think he wanted to hand over the White House to that goon, but he did it because he respected tradition? And this took so long because someone else didn't. And this experiment called democracy can only work if you have a series of people who respect tradition, who say, you know what, the tradition of unveiling the portraits was from, it was a very contentious election between Jimmy Carter and Gerald Ford. And you know what? He said, you know what, I'm gonna extend an olive branch. I'm gonna say this is bigger than us. Here, you can unveil your pictures under my administration. Can you imagine Trump doing anything professional, anything stately like that? You can't. Even right now, he's not telling when he's going around campaigning for people. He's not campaigning for them. He's airing his grievances out. It was nice to see a picture of a time when America, whether they agree with him or not, had a man who functioned and lived and respected the traditions of the presidency. It was nice to see it. It was nice to see a picture unveiled, and it just became a thing and keeping traditions alive. It was sad that they skipped it for 5 years. It's sad that, that we've had to go through any number of things. But it was nice to see a man who just wanted to serve the American people. That's a little note from the GED section. Got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.